My name is Leslie and welcome to Stitch and Bear Time. Little Bear is sleeping right now. You will see him more later on in our video, but we are starting a brand new kit today. So, can you guess what it is? It's Under the Sea Ornaments. So excited to do these. Bucilla released this in 2019 and it is just absolutely gorgeous. So, let's get started. Let's talk about this really cute kit. This is a ornament kit. It's called Under the Sea, and it comes with 6 different ornaments here. I love when they have different ornaments rather than you making the same ones over and over again, because then you're not going to get bored. So let's talk about how many pieces there are. Is this beginner friendly? So total there are 40 pieces, and the easiest one has only 2 pieces of felt, where the one that's probably a little more complicated, I would say, is this fish, and it has 12 pieces to it. That's really not that bad at all for an ornament. Is this beginner friendly? Absolutely. I actually would recommend this over other Bucilla kits to start if you've never done one of these because of how simple it is. And doing ornaments first always really helps to get started in this because it's such a small project, so you're gonna finish it really quickly. You won't feel like you're spending forever on a stocking. It has a lot of good basic stitches in this. As you can see, there's some outline stitching just on there. Let's see here, more outline stitching over here. There's some satin stitching as well, and we do a lot of that in Bucilla kits. We do that for the eyes, the black part of the eyes, and then some French knots. You have to be good at French knots to do the little dots here, and they use them in other areas on stockings as well. Let's see what else. We do a lot of back stitching too. But I don't see any of that in here. Oh, that actually looks like a back stitch right there. Yeah, so a lot of good basic stitches here. The pieces aren't too small either to handle. That can be a problem with ornament kits if the ornament itself is a small one. So it's really nice when they're big ornaments and the pieces aren't too small to handle. Here's an example of that. That's starfish here. And it was actually really easy for me to do all the beading and the sequins, and it was easy for me to hold it. So good for a beginner. And then what I also liked about the instructions is that they started with the easiest ornament first, if you want to follow along with how they do it. And they start with this one. This really is the easiest one. I love all the pearls. We'll go over those here in a second. And then it gradually got more complicated. It went on to like the shell here, the dolphin, and then eventually got into more of the glitzy stuff with these ornaments there. So I really, really liked how they did that. What makes this kit a little different from other kits that you see? Well, there are some pearls, which I really love these pearls, and we're gonna go over how to get these on the correct way, because as you can see, I don't know if I can get a good close-up of this, but as you can see, some of the pearls have the hole coming up rather than the nice shiny smooth side of the pearl showing, and I had to mess with the pearls a little bit to figure out how not to make it do that. I left it because I wasn't going to redo it, but I'll show you a trick on how to make them look right. Another thing that's different about this kit is they want you to do layers for the sequins here, like the seahorse. Very pretty. I love the seahorse. It's one of my favorites. And you can see I had to layer on sequins like that. And I'd never done that before I did this kit. So I will also show you how to do that since it was pretty new to me and a little intimidating, but actually it's really easy. It's one of my favorite things to do now. So I'll show you how to do that. That's a little different. I'll go over how to make cording. You always have to make cording when you do these ornament kits. And cording is not as hard as they make it seem. I've read some people on Facebook saying that they just buy their cording because it's way too hard to make. And, you know, I don't think it's that bad. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's actually really quick. So we'll make our own cording. And then I'm gonna show you what to do if you forget to put in this little guy when you're making your ornament. That actually happened to me in one of my ornaments here. I made the whole ornament and I totally forgot to put this little cording in. So I have a little trick as to how to get it in there so you don't have to take your ornament apart just to get it in there like they recommend. So we'll go over that as well. All right, let's take a little bear break and then I'll get into our tips and tricks and go over all the things that I just mentioned. Guess who likes blueberries? Wait, little bear. Okay, here you go. Here you go. We like blueberries. Little bear. Hi, puppy. So let's talk about pearls. That's one of the things I'm super excited about when it comes to this kit, is that it had these little pearls in there. It just gives a little extra something to it. So when I first started putting these on, I didn't realize I had to put them on a certain way, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You see this little pearl in the middle right here? Wait, this one, that's the one I'm pointing at. And that one next to it, right there as well. These two, the hole is facing me. And I couldn't figure out why I was doing that. I wanted it to lay flat with the round side, the shiny side up. As you can see on all these other ones, I figured out how to do it. So let's show you how to do that correctly. We're gonna work on this guy here. Let me get my, where's my white? Yeah, let me get my white thread out. All right, there we go. So the way to get a pearl to lay correctly, I don't go into the center of that little black mark there. I actually go to the side of it. So I'm gonna pull through, grab a little pearl here, get that on like that. And then instead of putting my needle back where it came from or in the center of the circle, I'm actually going to go to the other side of the circle, right there. Hope you can see that, like that. And then I'm going to pull through. And that pearl lays nicely on the felt with the right side up, not the little hole. Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay, so we're gonna go over how to fill an area with sequins. And I have to do that on the fish here. And I've already gotten started. I've done a few rows, as you can see. And we're about to do this row right here. Now, how do you know if that's what you're supposed to do in your ornament? Well, the instructions will tell you that. And then to know which direction and how many rows to do, it's gonna show here on your instructions. So like for the tail, for example, I'm supposed to start from the bottom and go up. And I'm gonna do several rows of this. So it tells me how many rows to do, what direction to go in, and I did have a case where I could only fit these 4 rows on. I didn't have enough room for that last row right here. That's okay. As long as I filled the fish with sequins and it looked okay, it didn't really matter. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so I've already started on this row here. I got 2 on. So I'm going to grab a little sequin here and I'm going to put it on my needle. And notice how I'm not using a beading needle. You don't need a beading needle for this. I know a lot of people have frustration on threading those, so guess what? You don't have to do that. And I'm going to pull through, get the sequin on here, and now you're going to anchor it down. So watch your spacing. Because I could definitely push this down and make it really close and anchor it down like that. Or I could have it probably up like this and anchor it down like that, give it more space. So just pay attention to how you're spacing your sequins, because you can get them too close or too far. But when your ornament's all done, no one's really gonna notice that. That's just me being me. So in order to anchor this down, I'm going to anchor it down right in front of the sequin here, where the direction where I'm going to go next. Pull through, get it tight, and then I'm going to actually come back up with my needle, and I'm going to go up in the area where I want the next sequin to go. Now you don't want to go up to the next, that hole that I already made. You don't want to go up through that, because then it's just going to come undone and nothing's holding that sequin in. So I'm going right next to it. I'm going to pull it through. And then I'm going to grab another sequin. Oop, drop that. Pull it through. Make sure I got my spacing right. Hold it down. You're going to anchor it in. like that. You're gonna come back up so your next sequin can be wherever you want it. I'm gonna go right next to it where I just did a hole. And there you go. You're just gonna keep doing that over and over and over again. And once you've done a few, you're actually gonna get really fast. I'm a little clumsy because I'm trying to do it under the camera, but that's pretty much how you're gonna fill the whole area. And I'm just gonna keep going all the way up, all the rows I'm supposed to do till this is filled. And then once that is done, I'm going to attach this right here and stuff it. And then I'll do some of the little fins there as well. Okay, let's make some cording. So as you can see here, I have a little left over from when I made cording for my ornaments. And I just have some extra. And making cording really isn't super difficult. You just kind of have to know how to do it. And I know the written instructions can be difficult to follow if that's just not your learning, like how you learn. Some people just need to see a demonstration. So that's what I'm gonna do for you today. You are going to need a pen or a pencil in order to add some weight to the cording so when it spins, it will come together nicely. And really with the pen or the pencil, you need this little hook here so that it can hook onto your cording. And you'll see what I mean when that happens. Okay, let's move on over. I can take you out, there we go. Here's Little Bear, he's taking a nappy. To making this cording. So as you can see here, I'm using yellow thread and I added a little gold thread into this just to make it pretty. And we're going to do 3 strands. That's just what they asked me to do when I made the cording for the ornaments. And what I have done is I have anchored it down. And you can do this, I'm using a LaCroix can, I know that's funny, but you can basically just take some tape and tape it to your table, and that's probably the most secure way of doing this. So find some tape and tape it to your table. I'm gonna use a LaCroix can because it's gonna work as long as I don't drink any more out of it. So I am now going to start twisting it. And you are going to twist this until it starts to twist on itself, and I'll show you what I mean when we get to that point. Okay, so now I've twisted it so much where it kind of wants to twist on itself. You see how it's doing that? That's how I know I have twisted it enough that it's ready to complete the cording process. So let's grab our pencil and finish this off. Okay, so I have my pencil in there, and I'm now going to take the end, and I am going to fold it in half, and it's going to start wrapping in on itself like so. Sorry for the blurry vision here. My phone can't keep up with it. And pretty much I'm just gonna let it keep doing this until it stops. So don't mess with it, just let it do what it wants. All right, so we have our cording. So the last step to this basically is to tie a knot at the end. You see I've tied a knot here. It looks kind of blurry. There we go, there's my knot. And then you can take your pencil or pen just out like that, nothing special. And there's your cording. And mine's all shiny because I put some gold thread to it. I like that. I'll use it for something like an angel or something like that. If you want to thread cording through felt, you can. You just need a really big needle with a large, what's it called? Just a large hole in the needle in order for this to fit through. The needles that they provide in the kits will not allow cording to go through them, so you'll have to go find your own if you want to thread it through felt. Another way to attach cording, if we're not doing ornaments, we're doing something different, is just to take a really thin piece of floss, same color as the cording, not blue. I would do like a light yellow like I used here, and you can always attach the cording to whatever you need if you don't have a needle that will let the cording fit into it. So if we have a stocking kit or something that I have to show you that, I will in the future, but at least now you know how to make cording. Yay! So let's talk about what do you do when you forget to put the cording in when you're making ornaments. Usually what they will tell you to do is when you are appliquing these 2 pieces together, the front and the back, to put the cording in where it's meant to be, and then as you're appliquing away, you applique with the cording in there and you keep going. I did that correctly on this ornament here on the starfish. You can see that I appliqued with the cording in there. But with the dolphin, I just got into sewing and I forgot. I made the whole ornament and I looked at it and I was like, ah, shoot. So I had to figure out, what do I do? Do I cut this, open it back up, try and knot off here and here, and then reapplicate? What do I do? So I decided to go a different route. And as you can see, the cording is not actually between my two pieces. It's a little bit further back. And how did I do this? Well, I took my handy dandy sharp little scissors here and I literally stuck it in and like cut a hole where I wanted it to be. Not a big hole, just small enough where my scissors could go in there. And then I took this cording and I shoved the knot in there. And we already made a few of these because I showed you how to make cording. And I think I have one extra I can show you that I haven't used yet. Yeah, the little hanger for this guy. Okay, so here's one of them that I made. And as you can see, there's my knot. So I literally took the knot and I just shoved it in the little hole. And then once the knot was in there, I took thread that was the same color as my felt and I just carefully stitched it over so that it's not super noticeable that that's what I did. And it's pretty secure, it's in there. And honestly, when it's hanging, no one's gonna know because it's in the back. So it's not really that big of a deal. Now I don't feel so pressured to get it in there when I'm supposed to. But that's just a backup plan. If you forget to get your cording in there for your ornament, you just make a little hole, stuff that knot in there and just sew it over and then it's good to go. Let's talk about this little guy, the sea turtle. So this one's a little bit different from all the other ornaments in this kit because it has some cardboard in it. If I turn this over, you can see that it's kind of harder than the rest of the ornament. The way you want to do this is this last piece, it's piece number 40. You're gonna cut it out, you're gonna place it on the cardboard that comes with your kit, and then you're gonna trace it, and then you're gonna cut the cardboard smaller than the piece because you want it to fit. And then coming back to this ornament here, you put the bottom piece, then you're gonna put the cardboard, then goes this blue body, and then you're gonna put the stuffing, and then you're gonna put on the teal guy and the blue, okay? And that's how it's all gonna go together. All right, everyone, and just like that, we are all done. They're so adorable, so cute. I'm so happy I did these. Let's do a little close-up on each of them so you can get an idea of how they look on video. I feel like the pictures, even though I know they do the best they can to show you what these look like, they just don't do them justice. Like, you really do need a video to see all of the sparkle, the detail. It's just different from a picture. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but oh, just so cute. I can't believe I'm giving these away, but I am, because I love my mom. She's gonna get these cute little things. So, thank you so much for watching. The next time we get together, we are going to do a Christmas stocking. I am really missing Christmas right now. I've done some Easter stuff, I've done some sea stuff. It's time to get back to Christmas. So next time I do a video, you guys will see which Christmas stocking we are doing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys all then. Bye!